Hi, I'm Debbie Hartner.
I'm Elsie Johnson.
And we are two sisters, Southern Cooking.
Doing the second soak, right?
Yeah, on a different bean.
We're doing fast soak. So this one is for pinto. So we are doing black beans and pinto beans, and we are going to put this in our dish, and then we're going to put it on the side
as a side dish as well,
because you could actually eat these as a side dish as well.
Yeah.
But we're going to be putting these into our taco bake as well. So we're going to be doing two different types of taco bake, and we'll go over that with you when we're ready.
Right.
But we've got to fast soak this for now, so we're going to boil it for 2 minutes, turn it off, cover it for 1 hour, drain it, and then we'll be ready to do the Mexican pinto beans. So,
all right, so let's put these in here.
Those have been pre-washed. I washed them for about a minute or two under cold water. Those are just to rinse off all the bad stuff and pick out the beans that look like they're not good.
And you just want to put enough water in here to actually cover them by 1 inch or 2, because when they swell up, they will, if you don't have enough water, they'll come out, you know, they'll be exposed. So these are good to go. Now we're going to go get them on the stove.
And we're going to cook them for 2 minutes on boil. After we cook them and boil them for 2 minutes, then we shut it off. Because it takes a few minutes for it to start to boil. So it's going to be probably about 1 hour and 15 minutes total.
Yeah.
So give or take.
This stove goes to a boil super fast.
Uh-oh, we better watch the other ones then.
Yes.
All right, guys.
I learned that already.
Okay. All right, we'll be right back when we're ready to make these pinto Mexican beans.
Half a cup of onion, and I have green tops here too. I think I'm going to put just a tad of the green tops in here too. These are Vidalia onion green tops is what they call them. These are going to be a lot milder because they are not totally grown into the full bulb, and they pull them before that, so before they get fully grown. So let me peel this outer edge off of this. Okay. Alright, so right now I'll have some green here, so I may not need too much of the other green. I had these in the refrigerator because I made roasted vegetables the other night, and I took some of my green tops and green peppers and roasted them. But you can see, this is pretty cool. You can see all the layers all the way down, which is really, really cool. So I'm gonna cut them one more time. So basically I'm cutting them into fourths, and then I'm just gonna chop them. And this is gonna get sauteed into a frying pan, and then we'll add them into our beans. And right now I have I'll show you what they look like. Get them off of there. You can see the black beans, they've been soaking. Before we put them on to cook. Everybody gets so excited every year. Even my mother-in-law does. I mailed her some green top onions about the week that she was in the hospital when she fell and broke her neck, actually, and had to have emergency surgery. I mailed her 2 bundles of them and with some other stuff. And the day she got home from the hospital, I believe it was the next day when the package arrived, so I know she was excited to get them. She can eat them like candy. Alright, I'm going to separate these a little bit so I can
Alexa, stop.
Get to them a little easier. Okay. And doing like a claw so that I don't get my fingers in the way. I've done some pretty bad things over the years regarding my fingers. I have a bad cut on my finger that I basically cut the tip of my finger off. That was just a couple months ago, actually. So, and I wasn't using a knife or anything. I was cleaning something and got my finger jammed up in what I was trying to clean and took the tip all the way, laid it all almost open, almost all the way off. But when you're using a knife, just be careful. We know that as well because our mom is just as bad as that, as anything I'm sitting here saying. Our mom is just as bad. She cut her thumb almost off before with a knife. So between me, her, and my sister, we're accidents waiting to happen.
Hey, watch it.
We're always burning ourselves.
Yes.
Always. I've only cut one of these onions and I think I definitely have a half cup.
Okay, y'all, so we ended up adding in more water because when we started seasoning our black beans and our pinto beans, it was really salty. So we ended up adding in about 2 cups of water and about a half a cup of chicken broth. Now we can drain this off when it gets cooked and if we need to. But I don't want it to be overly salty. So it's about the consistency of salt right now as it would be like a peanut.
Right.
The juice is in a peanut. I don't want it to be overly salty. So that's just something to consider. Do not add any more salt to it though if you don't need to because it's plenty of salt. It's got plenty of salt. And we just put all our bacon grease, our bacon, our chopped up bacon. We cooked bacon and we've just added the grease inside. So we're going to bring this to a boil also. This is going to take probably about 25-35 minutes to come to a boil, and then after that we'll cook it and let it simmer for about a couple hours.
Another thing that I'm going to notate to you on this one, we did not saute our onions ahead of time.
Correct.
So the onions are just going to cook in the broth. And those are
Cumin and chili powder.
okay. And that's going to give it a really deep, rich flavor.
Yes, it will. But when we scoop these out to get ready to make these, it's going to be pretty awesome.
I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
We're two sisters Southern Cooking.
And we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.